keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up.
So in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about what I've been doing the past couple of days. My daughter was severely dehydrated, so if you guys suspect anything about your children being dehydrated, or if there's an emergency, of course, call 911, but take them to the emergency room. And some clues that they are dehydrated, you will notice that their eyes are a little bit more sunk in, and they'll be dark. So that's how Stella's was at first. So she was getting dark circles around her eyes, and they were getting sunk in. The next thing is her lips. Her lips started getting very, very dry. The inside of her mouth, you can see it a bit dried as well. It was darker too. So those are some signs. Also, when you look at their stomach, your baby's stomach, you can tell they're dehydrated by their skin. So if it's very latexy and elasticy, you will notice that they're dehydrated. Okay, so if you notice that your baby has at least 3 to 4 wet diapers, then she is sort of hydrated and probably a bit dehydrated. So Stella in this case only had 1 diaper all day. She was having diarrhea diapers, but she was not having pee. So you can tell the difference if the diaper is dry but just with the poop inside. And also, how much your baby is eating is the key. So Stella completely rejected liquids. Pedialyte she would throw up automatically. My son, on the other case, he was having the same symptoms, but he was drinking Pedialyte like if it was juice. So that's something to take a look at, is how much your baby is drinking. This case, my daughter was only drinking 6 ounces the whole day, so she was completely dehydrated. So I'm going to show you guys a couple clips when we were in the hospital and how it kind of went there. So at this point, you could see that she has an IV here in her head. They tried with 5 different nurses to get an IV everywhere else in her body, and they could not. They even had to put a catheter inside her, which killed me, but she had no pee whatsoever from how dehydrated she was, so that they needed to go up in her uterus to get it. And they ended up getting 1 doctor to try to get an IV. Still could not. Her veins were completely shutting down from how dehydrated she was. So it's really important to know these signs. And of course, I thought she was better because that she had gotten IV fluids at the hospital here in Los Banos, but it really did not work. She was twice as worse. So a specialist from another building had to come in and put an IV in her head. I was terrified. She kept telling me, I have to shave part of her head right here, and I have to put it in through her head. So Jose and I agreed to it, and she got it on the top of her head. So that's what the picture is. You can see the IV going in her head. So at this point, Jose and I were actually able to sleep in our own rooms, since we had just been in the emergency department, just on foldable chairs. And you could see that right here in this picture. And I will show you guys how Stella was doing at that point, and a video of her actually being able to play and her watching TV. Hi, how are you feeling? Yeah. Good. You like it, Mama? Yeah. I think she likes the water. Hi, Stella, you ready to go home, Mama? Yeah. So after 3 days of being in the ER, Jose and I and the kids are finally home. Stella was severely dehydrated, so she needed to go to the hospital. I came here in town. They just put liquids and sent me home right after, so that didn't work. She relapsed at home, and we ended up going to Children's Hospital in Madeira, where we spent an additional 2 days there. And when we got there, we had to wait for about 2 more hours. So when we got in, they really noticed that how dehydrated she was. They couldn't even get an IV in anywhere. They poked her about 6 times with 5 different nurses and 2 different doctors until somebody from another department came in, and they had to shave her hair right here, a piece here, and they had to put an IV there. So thankfully they were able to do that, and we were there until 5 in the morning, still out in the emergency room on these 2 foldable chairs. And then at 6 in the morning, Jose and I were able to get in a room. So there she was able to get catheterized, which killed me and Jose. We were in the hallway, just couldn't bear it anymore. And able to get liquids, finally getting better. So we're finally home. She's stabilized. Not feeling the best, but she's better. So I wanted to thank everybody for being concerned about us, checking on us. We're very grateful for everybody's help. And I just wanted to show you guys what's been going on, why we haven't been posting so much. So this is kind of what's been going on.